All right, good morning, good afternoon, everybody. I think we got almost everybody on the call set up. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. So first off, my name is Hans from Invisacook. I'm proud to be able to come out here and present this presentation to you guys to understand a little bit more about Invisacook, how the product works, the ins and outs of it, and so on and so forth. This whole thing will be done on a PowerPoint presentation that we'll go through step by step. Followed by a Q&A that you guys in the chat box section, you guys can go ahead and just send us any of your questions, and then I will try to answer those at the end of the event. All right. Perfect. We're going to get started with Invisacook and just kind of show you one of our basic commercials. Most of you have probably already seen this in the past. If you haven't, this will at least give you an opportunity to see a little bit about it.
Invisacook is a revolutionary invisible induction cooktop where safety meets functionality, bringing a sleek beauty to all of your kitchen surfaces. This family-friendly approach of blending cook space and prep space allows the little ones to be close by while alleviating the concerns of a hot surface. Ease your worries with an induction process that provides the heat you need while remaining safe to the touch. Add a 1 or 2 burner Invisacook system to your island to make your food and keep it warm for your family to gather and enjoy. The system is easy to install. We simply place it underneath your counters to work through the surface you already have. Combined with our Invisacookware, your cook space will work better than ever. This new innovative cookware is designed to get the most out of your system, creating more substantial heat induction. To top it off, we've updated our technology with a modern visual for the control panel, as well as embedded Bluetooth and Wi-Fi functionality, so you can control your burners from any room in the house. Get your Invisacook induction cooktop system today and start enjoying the benefits of more space. What you don't see won't burn you. Invisacook is...
So again, thank you for reviewing that video there. Again, great benefits of Invisacook is what you don't see doesn't burn you, but it also adds so much more extra countertop space that right now you are actually making your countertop more versatile than it's ever been before. As the countertops continue to evolve, the improvements of what you can do on them, from cutting to dicing to cooking on them, is now the new norm. So I want to just explain a little bit about Invisacook and how it works, and what exactly the benefits are to Invisacook induction. So Invisacook induction cooktops are using electronic magnets to directly heat the pots and pans on your countertop. That way the surface never gets hot. Advantage number 1 is energy savings. 90% of electric energy being converted into heat inside of a cooking vessel. That's 40% better than electric or gas. So meaning you're not wasting near as much energy whenever you're cooking when you use the Invisacook system and induction. Advantage number 2 is improved safety. There are safety of the natural gas and electric, where you can burn yourself on these stoves, where you got live flames that are out there that you can also burn yourself. With Invisacook, again, there is no live flame and you won't burn yourself. Advantage 3 is improved cleaning. Again, now you're never going to have any cracks or crevices to ever worry about cleaning. These cracks and crevices on your normal cooktop, you're having to get in there with a brush just to kind of get those things clean. Now it's just a nice, pure, smooth surface to clean on. You get instant heat with it. It's a nice instant, even cooking heat. That once that pan is hot from the magnetic energy being hit towards it, it will evenly disperse, which again adds to advantage number 5, where you get even cooking all the way across the board. The next big question is kind of where do we go from here with the applications that the Invisacook can be used in? I mean, the amazing thing is about Invisacook, it can be used in almost any situation. Everybody thinks the main one is cooking in your house, where you can cook, on your island or, on your main cooking spot. It could also just be an additional cooking on the island, for example, where you might add a 1 or 2 burner unit. You can use it to keep food for entertaining purposes. You think of small apartments where, you know, you have limited countertop space. This will add tremendous more countertop space in a small apartment. You can also look at tiny houses as another great option. Or you look at boats where you have, again, limited countertop space. It can also be used for warming, whether you're in hotel situations, whether you're at a table with a hot pot where you want to keep your food warm, or be cooking right there like your fajitas or a hot pot, for example. So again, the applications are endless of where you could see using the Invisacook system, and it's all about how creative you can get with it. Again, you know, this is a little slide picture of one of our originals that kind of shows where you're embedding the controller in the backsplash. Again, limited countertop space. It's a small area, but she can, you know, sit there and have water boiling, get ready to cook, dice as pleased. This is another, you know, small basic slide that's kind of showing the difference. On the left is actually a boat, where you can see how much countertop space is used up when you have a cooktop there. Same goes on the right, where you also have the same situation. You're adding countertop space and it's giving that nice, clean, sleek look on a before and after. So I just want to speak a little about the units themselves. The 4-burner unit, which is the most popular unit at the moment, it runs off at 220. It's very optimal in power, but yet very uber sufficient. We'll discuss that a little bit further on the sufficiency and power sharing, how this unit and the other units work as well. Again, this is a plug-in appliance and is a residential appliance, so it's not commercial where you're needing to have have code done up on it. It does not provide any CFMs. So these CFMs keep the, you know, where you don't have any flames. So in all technicality, you don't need a hood vent either when you're cooking with an induction Invisacook system. This unit can be considered your main cooking top, but usually is, you know, used as a secondary cooking area just to give yourself more space. It does require a minimum of a 24-inch cabinet base for the unit to properly fit in there. And again, depending on the size of the cabinet, when it comes to the drawer and drawer space, we'll discuss that further on the drawer setups. From the unit itself, it's only 2 inches thick, as you're going to see here in the next slide. And it's only 2 inches thick. So again, depending on what kind of countertop you're using, whether it's a granite that's being milled down and it's being recessed up into the countertop, will be one option where, again, you're saving on countertop space. If you have a built-up edge, obviously the unit's going to move up higher above that cabinet line. So again, all this will sort of depend on what the cabinets are and what the materials are as well that's being used. I do want to discuss a little bit about power sharing. That's one of the big features the Invisacook has, is the power sharing capability. There is 2 main reasons behind it. It's again, you're saving power and power usage is one. The other main one is it kind of offsets the speed of the Invisacook just a little bit, which helps protect the countertop material from any thermal shock. When you're sharing it, as you'll see on the left bottom, where you got the power and the off. So, you know, you can have it at max on one side and max on the other side. And then as you adjust down to turn on the other unit, it'll shift from a 9 to 5, 8 to 6, 7 to 7 as it balances out on that power share. Even at a 9, 8, and 7, you're still using max power on cooking, and you're getting the most out of your unit. Again, the power boost is always recommended, and it's on there for the first 5 minutes of use. This just helps speed up the process of heating up the pot and pan to get everything initially up and started. The 2-burner unit is also another great benefit that we have. It's a 110 powered unit, and we will be having and carrying more of the 220 units here in the future as well. But again, the 110 is perfect for the islands where you don't already have 220 power, let's say, set up on a renovation job. It will work the same way as a 4-burner unit with its power sharing. And it's designed, you know, in many different fashions, whether it's, again, to keep food warm or to cook directly on. You would need at least a minimum of an 18-inch cabinet base for the 2-burner, or sorry, for the 2-burner and the 1-burner to fit in there. Again, same goes with, it's only 1-inch recess, And lastly, as before, you don't need a hood to cook with it. So adding this to that island is perfect where you don't already have a hood vent or a downdraft already set up. This will just easily apply to that system. The 2-burner unit, it does have its power sharing on the 220 as well. The 1-burner unit has its full power capability at 900 watts that is being pulled. And the wattage on the 2-burner unit pulls about 1,100 when both units are fully going. So what materials can I cook on with the Invisacook? That's a great question. Everybody always wants to kind of know what we can and what we can't use. This is sort of a basic list of companies that we are currently working with. So we've got Epic Surfaces, which has been a great one, Neolith, Sapien Stone, Dectin Constantino, Ascali, Infinity Surfaces, Geolux, Florum, Panoramic, and Atlas Plan. These are just to name some of the basic 12mm porcelain countertops that are being sold out there, and these are excellent sources because, again, they are heat resistant, they are scratch resistant in all forms and fashion. Usually the 12mm is the preferred thickness to use because, again, there is no extra fabrication or mill work that would need to be done on those materials. That's why we prefer using them. Again, if you do use, for example, a 2-centimeter Dectin or Geolux, you're going to have to mill that down in the area of the cooktop for it to properly work. But again, this goes as well for granite. So granite is the other stone that we recommend being used, which mostly comes in 3-centimeter. In the area of the cooktop, you would mill it down to 1.5 centimeters to get the optimal use from the Invisacook unit on there. As long as a fabricator, you have a CNC machine, this can be easily done and set up. Another question people ask a lot is on quartz. Can we use quartz? The reason you cannot use quartz is, again, it has resins in it, and these resins are not heat resistant. So with these non-heat resistant materials like quartz, you have the opportunity of it staining, which you could simply put a coffee cup on top of a piece of quartz and you could still get that same result. So we do not recommend using quartz as an option. Again, granite and porcelain, these are the two main ones that we suggest and push to use. So I want to show you guys a sample video that we had done on how to install the Invisacook system. I'm going to go ahead and play this video so you can see an installation.
Welcome to the installation video for the Invisacook. I am Hans King, and today I'm going to show you a couple recommended methods of installing the new Invisacook system. We know each surface is different in terms of how it can be installed, depending on whether you purchase a granite countertop, porcelain, or a different natural material. But today I'm going to show you how to properly install on a 12mm porcelain countertop with our sink clip system. I'm also going to show you how to install the controller in a drawer-in-drawer system. This process is both modern and simple to complete. All right, so to get started with the install, first thing you're going to do is you're going to open up your box. Inside, obviously, you're going to find your Invisacook system unit. You're also going to find the controller, and you're going to find the parent risers. So all these will be in there. So step number one, what we're going to do is we're going to find the center line of where the unit's actually going. As you can see here, I've already marked it off with the C marking the center line as the countertop has been flipped over on its backside. After that, I'm going to take stuff, put that over the side. What we're going to do is we're going to take the Invisacook unit. We're going to flip her over. Laying her right on top, making sure she's lined up as center as possible. As you can see, I've already put down markings, so I kind of know where the system is set. All right, so that way we know where to put our sink clips. So I got the lines written out. Put this bad boy back over. And we'll start the process. Now we've been using a JB weld with the sink clip system here. Basically it's a two-part epoxy system on it and 3 pieces to the sink clip system. These are considered spider clips. So we're gonna literally set them down into where they're going, mix the epoxy, put it together as you've seen I've already done, and let it rest. Now, the JB weld will take up to 24 hours for it to cure, but most of the stuff you'll use for most fabricators will only take 12 to 15 minutes for that, their epoxies to dry. So once everything is dry, we're going to go to the next step, and that's going to be laying down the system and getting ready for the install. So again, I'll line up everything from the center line and my markings on the bottom of the countertop, making sure everything is flush. And we're going to screw these down. Again, you can see how simple these things are to install because these sink clips are so easy to put on. So tighten them again, make sure they're nice and snug on there. You don't have to hard over tighten them. So if there's a movement anywhere, I'm going to move the box. The controller here on the side and that. And then I'm going to ask my two helpers to help me lift this big thing and flip it over. Now the only other thing I would recommend, again, if it is a bigger island, you can also attach it from the bottom. But we're just going to go ahead and flip it. So after we finish installing the countertop in here properly, the next step we are going to do is take out the controller. So controller is about 1 inch thick, nice and black, nice and sleek. Going to take it up and put it into the drawer. So I've already done the drawer and drawer system. We've already cut it out completely. As you can see, it's got the soft drawer slides as well. Okay. So next what we'll do is plug in the system. And I'm just going to slide this guy in. 1, 2, and she's good to go. So go ahead and slide her back in here. And now we're going to plug in the system, but first step we're going to do is make sure we flip the breaker. All right, now that we have...
Perfect. So that was kind of the basic installation video on how that works. There's, again, different techniques on how you can do it. There's also the rail system where you're literally railing it up. With sink rails that you could do, you can manufacture your own. That way it's pressed firmly to the very top of that countertop. That's the most important thing, that there isn't any wiggle room, because when those activators sponge down on it, that's what activates the unit to properly work. So we're going to talk a little bit about the controller. We do have a new controller design to it, which actually adds a little bit of a lip to both ends on it. Gives a little bit better grip whenever it's being attached down, and it makes it a lot easier if you were to do a drop-in insert as a secondary option. So again, the controller is very simple. It's powered from 1 through 9. It has this boost function at the end. It is fully touchscreen capable. Like mentioned before, we always suggest turning it to power boost when you first get started with it. And that will last up to 5 minutes. It has a built-in timer for 90 minutes on there, but you can also set your timer on there for anywhere in between that. When the letter H does appear on the controller, that is an indication that the countertop is getting hot. And again, the longer you cook on the countertop itself, you are going to get that residual heat that is going to make that surface get warmer over time. There is also a child lock function on there. So if you press that down and hold for 3 seconds, you will be able to do that as well. Beyond the controller itself, we do have the Invisacook app. We do have our own app that is coming out early this coming month. This one will be powered by Tuya, same way and same functionality as our previous application that we had with Tuya. This one will be designated just for the Invisacook system, that you can use multiple units on this app at the same time. I'm going to give you a demonstration video on basically how you're going to install it. And again, all these videos are online on our YouTube channel and on our website.
How to set up your Invisacook using your handheld device with the Tuya Smart app. Start by going to Invisacook.com and downloading the Tuya Smart app. To log in, you will need to agree to the privacy policy and register your account. Once you are logged in, press the Add Device button. In the left column, choose Others. Under Options, select Others. Next, configure the gateway by choosing Configure. Power on your Invisacook by pressing the power button on the controller, and you will see 2 circles appear on its digital display. Press the clock button on the controller. Then, in the Tuya Smart app, press Confirm to verify that your Invisacook is on. You will now need to connect your device to your Wi-Fi network. Please note, the Tuya Smart app is not compatible with 5 GHz Wi-Fi networks. It will only work with 2.4 GHz versions. Press Confirm and keep your device as close to the controller as possible as it connects. Once the Tuya Smart app shows 100%, press the Done button on the screen that follows. You have now successfully connected your Invisacook to your device. Select which burner you would like to use, set the power level, and get cooking.
Perfect. Again, as you saw in there, how that, to install it, literally the app itself, our new one, will be the exact same step-by-step solution towards that, which you'll see there. I do want to point out one thing. People have asked me in the past, why does it go to number 10 and not Power Boost? That's just the way it's set up. 10 is your max as well. So don't have any confusion in that. So that being said, we have what the controller was and is. We also have the app and how you can do it that way. We also have, are being able to provide you guys a controller drawer and drawer pack. We do have these that we can add with your order as you want, where this controller will just sit right inside of this drawer. The drawer is about 3/4 of an inch thick. And from there, you'll set it in, plug it in, and it's got the 6-inch drawer slides. After that, you can kind of match it with any veneer or covering or paint it as you'd like. That's going to fit with the rest of the countertops. Carrie, I saw you raised your hand there. I'm going to wait for the end for all questions, okay? In regards to another one, you can also embed this controller directly into your countertop itself. And again, with the new setup with it, this will help be able to install it into your countertop with adding that lip that we've added to it now. Again, the other thing is we do have an app, or from the app, we do have the tablet. And this tablet there will give you functionality to use it with it. The game plan is here in the future is to provide tablets with all units being sold as well. That way you always have a handheld device that you can control the unit at any time and point, and you can put it anywhere you'd like. So next question is how are we keeping the countertop surface cool, and what's the reason behind that? So again, what we do is we're adding pan risers. These pan risers must go on all pots and pans that are being used unless you decide to lay a towel down, for example, as something else. 3 main reasons behind this is you want to be able to protect the countertop surface. Yes, it is scratch resistant, but over time of hitting and banging where you've got metal on top of that countertop, you can get some residual scratching, or you can cause some damage to it. What these pan risers do is they protect from the sounds of the pots and pans clinging on your countertop. It protects the surface itself, but what it also does is it adds about 2 to 3 millimeter pan risers underneath, gives it the airflow, which keeps the countertop cooler longer. Yes, it is going to get residual heat and that surface will heat up, but you are not going to have direct metal touching that surface, which could, at some point, maybe on a very cold countertop, cause some of the thermal shock. So this allows the countertop to gradually warm up as well. Attaching these is very simple. They come with every unit, and if you want more of them for more pots and pans, we always have them online as well. This is a simple installation video of how you're putting these on there. again, simplified as it's being addressed onto the pot and pan. We'll go from there. So the next question is suitable countertops, and then we're talking about the cookware itself. So we have recommended cookware. The best type of pot or pan out there that's the most inductive and high quality is your full clad stainless steel pans. They are the most recommended induction pan on the market today for their full induction capability from top to bottom. Induction doesn't always mean induction ready or capable, as induction technology needs 42 tensile strength metal or better to activate. The more metal that is in the pan, the better it's going to produce the proper heat and cook faster and more evenly. So there are 3 different types of pans. The main one that we prefer using, again, like I said, it's a full cladless stainless steel, which you see on your right. Basically meaning if you can take a magnet and stick it to the bottom and to the sides, it's full clad stainless steel. Over on the left is a thick metal bottom. These are usually about a ½ inch thick stainless steel bottom to it, which that entire bottom is going to heat up. And again, like as mentioned before, the thicker the metal is, the more of it, the more it's going to heat up, which kind of brings you to the cast iron. Cast iron, again, is fully inductive and would work fantastic. However, induction with cast iron pots, it is such a thick metal that it radiates a ton of heat as well, which your countertop surface is going to get really, really hot really quick. As long as you've got certain paddings that we are continuing to work on and developing another pad that will be able to work with cast iron, keeping your countertop cooler longer. So those are the 2 that we recommend you using. And then of course, we've got the Invisacook pans itself. This just kind of gives you an example on these pots and pans and their availability, kind of on the price range. Your thick bottom ones are usually running, right around $250 to $300 for a set. Your tri stainless steel pots and pans, usually $450, $500 range for your basic set. And then the 360 line that we're working on getting that to be able to provide for you guys on our website as well, usually costs $900 to $1,000 for one of their full cladless stainless steel sets. We have the one Invisacook pan, which is a 28 centimeter honeycomb pan. They sell on the website right now for $68 a piece. It is an iodized steel with a honeycomb finish. I mean, I'll tell you what, I've cooked with numerous pans in my life, and these are probably one of the best I've ever done. Not to brag on ourselves, but I can't even, I can't get anything to stick on that thing. So anyways, pan you guys will need to check out at some point. That being said, I'm going to move on to our other product that we have brought in, and that is the charging system. So this is the Invisacharge. It gives you the capability of charging through 4 centimeters of thick countertop, where you can literally set your phone right on there. I'm going to just play this short video and go over a couple of details. Perfect. So that is the Invisacharge. The Invisacharge product is designed to charge mobile phones through from 15 to 50 millimeters thick. It's compatible with QI charging mobile phones, so you can basically charge through any non-metallic surface such as wood, plastic, glass, porcelain, granite, quartz, and it'll all support fast charging. What's really cool about this thing is, again, you don't see it. You can set your phone down, whether you have it at your desk, whether you have it at your kitchen table. You can have it, even on your island, wherever you could possibly think of a place that you would want to set your phone down. They do have a marking pad that anything over 3 centimeters, we recommend that you use the charging pad. And what that does, it just helps facilitate the speed of it. There's options for dealers to be able to carry these, but then you can also buy these direct online on our website. So that's kind of the base of my entire presentation, to help understand a little bit more about Invisacook. I know we had a couple questions, which I'm going to try to go over these now. And if you guys have any in the Q&A section on there, if you have any questions, please type those out and I'll see what I can answer. Let's see, Scott, why did you not use the Invisacook for many hours? Is it only because of the heat transfer on the countertop? Yes, that is correct. If you think about it of a scale, the longer you're cooking on it, you're going to get more and more radiating heat to the point that it's going to try to match literally the same heat that your pan is. So if you're getting your pan, up to 400 degrees in temperature over an hour at a time, your surface is going to get extremely hot, which can cause damage to your countertops, as again mentioned, over time. So we don't recommend it. Anonymous here, you said that not permitted usually requires a Invisacook UL certification. Any other certifications may be provided or required? Yes, we do have our UL certification as well as our ULC for up in Canada. We do have our EU markings as well with the CE. So we do have all our certifications all set up. Someone raise their hand. Does anybody else have any other questions that they would like to add to the Q&A section? Chris Cartmill, yeah, I'll allow you to talk if you want to say anything. Chris, is there anything you want to say? Or if you guys don't mind, just please go ahead and just write your questions on there. All right. Carmina, yes. Can it be used on outdoor kitchens? Yes, this can be used on outdoor kitchens. It will not rust, so you don't have to think of any issues with it rusting. It's actually one of my other favorite applications is, right next to your grill, where they usually have that one burner unit that sits there that hardly ever gets used, but it takes up your countertop space on your outdoor kitchen. So again, putting it right next to there is an awesome secondary option, and I've done this in the past, so. Does anybody else have any other questions? Javier, I see that you're on here and you'd raised your hand. Okay, we got one here from, let's see, Carrie. Is there a difference between the performance of the 110 and 120 units? Yes, there is a slight difference in it. Again, 220, you're drawing a little bit more power. That's why the 4-burner unit is always going to be the 220 2-burner and 4-burner unit is going to be a little bit, probably about 20% faster in speed of overall cooking. But that's about it. It's more just kind of when it gets up and going. Can you make the controller in a different material? No, we're sticking with the materials that we're currently using. So can the pans be used on a regular stove? So yes, I mean, any of your pans can be used on a regular stove. Again, if it's an electric stove, for example, you're getting heat that's from the bottom and you're gonna, not perform the way it's supposed to because it's creating the heat to go up. And obviously if you have a gas as well. So if the risers are on the pan, no, you cannot use it on another cooking surface or cooking device. Can you make the controller pack in white marmalene? Not sure what that is, Richard. If you don't mind, shoot me an email after this presentation, and I can maybe answer that question in a different way. Again, if you guys have any questions and all that, on the bottom of the presentation is my email address. You guys are more than welcome to reach out to me with any of those questions like that. Yes, it will work with large pans on a griddle side. Yes, as long as it's an induction griddle, yes. Again, we just want to make sure that it's raised above the countertop where airflow is available for it. Yes, Richard, you can use this as your main cooking source, if you're going to be using it. But we always recommend at least having a secondary cooking source as well with it, just, in case, and really depending on what the material is and how long you cook. If you're one of those that cooks a real long time, where again, you're wanting to cook for an hour plus, that would be something that, you'd probably prefer to have maybe a glass cooktop added with it, or maybe just a one burner pit burner. These one burner, pits that you can get that integrate right into the countertop for, just the little things you want to cook sometimes, great secondary option. Standard cabinet interior material, marbling, yes, so you can use it with that. Is it waterproof, and how about the warranty? Great question. Yes, so waterproof as in it's underneath the countertop, so there's no water going to get to it as long as the controller, if it was embedded into the countertop itself, as long as it's siliconed where there's no leakage or water that can go into it, you shouldn't have any issues with that. The warranty, great question again. Warranty is based on a 1-year full warranty with a 4-year extended warranty that's built right into it. In all honesty, it's laid out as a complete 5-year warranty, which this warranty is a replacement, it's not a fix. So you don't have to think of people coming out, having to take a look at the unit, see what's wrong, get parts, and so on and so forth. What we do is we send directly a brand new unit, and that unit will be reinstalled in there right away. Let's see. The CE marking requires closed surfaces on top electric. I see your unit through is not closed. How did you achieve the CE mark? We achieved the CE mark through the safety protocol that is required through the VDE system in Germany, and we achieved it this way. Let's see. Can you give us some feedback on Decton performance with your product? Yes, so the Decton product, another great porcelain material that's out there, ultra compact. It works great with it. Mostly in the United States, they only sell the 2 centimeters, so it's usually having to be milled down a little bit in the area of the cooktop. With regards to performance, we haven't had any issues with Decton. It's worked perfectly fine. And then you also said about marking the cooking surface area. Another great question. So there are 3 main ways of how you're going to find the Invisacook system on there. We do have a built-in beeping device that as you're moving that pot and pan in the area of the cooktop, this can be detected and found the best way possible there. That's one of them. The second one is a lot of fabricators want it etched in. And this etching, you can do a little X marks the spot or do a circle that any fabricator can do as well. So guys, I think that's pretty much everybody's questions. As mentioned before, I appreciate everybody being here and attending this. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to shoot me an email. I'd be more than happy to answer any questions. If you guys want to become, dealers or looking for product or getting you set up in any way possible, please just let me know and we will be more than happy to help you. Again, like I said, I appreciate your time, and as always, God bless, and I'll hopefully hear from you all soon. Thank you for attending.